Hi, my name is Nerissa Street. You'll see it on the form. The slash that says Brianna is for this adorable little girl that I just saw who will be dancing after me. First of all, I just want to thank, and I know this is part of my 4 minutes, but I have to do this. I really want to thank Sistrunk Soup for this opportunity to do this, because projects like this and people like me don't get this kind of opportunity all the time. And so for this brilliant idea, thank you so much, Peaches. Thank you so much, people of Sistrunk. Okay? So, here we go. I'm an educator, and let me tell you about a little girl named Catrice. So, one day, I teach theater at a performing arts school, and it's an elementary performing arts school, and Catrice is probably my bubbliest student. She's 7 years old. And so one day, Catrice comes into my classroom, and she's walking in like this, and she has a hood over her head. And she comes into my classroom, and there's a little corner right at the door, and she takes the hood, and she sits, and she squats down. And so, being the person that I am, I sit, and I bring the kids in, and I tell them to sit crisscross applesauce. And I sit down next to Catrice, and I say, because she is one of my bubbliest little children, I say to her, what's wrong, and she won't tell me. And after 5 minutes of coaching, she tells me, her hair is not done. And so let me tell you something. At 7 years old, maybe my hair was done. My mother is right here. She will tell you. I had a little doo-doo plait on one side, another doo-doo plait on this side, another one over here, and maybe there was a barrette in it, okay? I didn't care about my hair at 7 years old, but at 7 years old, this adorable little girl who is normally bubbly is telling me that that is the reason why she cannot join our theater class where we get to pretend to be anything that we want. And so I tell Catrice to touch my hair. And I say to her, is my hair ugly? No. Isn't my hair just like yours? Yes. So your hair isn't ugly either. And so after 5 more minutes of coaching, she takes off the hoodie, we join class, and we get to pretend to be the butterflies and the princesses and the ninjas and everything else that we are. But this little girl came into my classroom broken because her hair was not done. And so I asked my older kids what that was about, and so they started to tell me about everything that they see on TV. And they started to tell me about every woman who had hair that looked nothing like them, and who had faces that looked nothing like them and were beautiful, and they were the Real Housewives and the Loves and the Hip Hops and everything else. And I realized that something had to be done. And because I love these little children, the something that had to be done was me. And so we started to talk about film, and we started to talk about media, and we started to talk about how stories are told and who is telling the stories. And they started to realize that the stories that were on TV were not true, and were not them. And when we began to create our own stories, they started to remember how beautiful they were. And so Girls Call the Shots is an opportunity to take my girls, because they are my girls, and they're your girls, and they're our girls. We are going to connect them with more women like me who care about them. And they are anchors in the media, and they are people who are in film, and there are people who are making a difference and telling the stories that are not being told. And so we've already started to do that, and they love what they're doing. And we started something this summer, and we have one of the girls here. She's right over there. Hi. And her name happens to be Brianna too, which was pretty awesome. And the reason that we are here asking for this money is, even though everyone has a camera on their phone, in order for us to get these films done properly, we need equipment. Brianna will tell you that just this summer we started to do our own little Girls Call the Shots, and we went around and we filmed and we had our stories, and we got to the library, and it's an amazing library that gave us the opportunity to do editing. And all of the girls in the team had done some editing on it. And we were really proud of what we were doing. And just as we were about to press render, the computer crashed. I am not making this up. She's looking around because she was one of the people there. And let me tell you, as much as it hurt her, it hurt me 5 times, because I had 5 amazing children who had spent 4 weeks with me working on a film, and the computer at the library crashed. And so that is not happening again. We need a computer. I am willing, they will tell you, everyone who is here will tell you, I have been everywhere. And so we need this computer to move things a little bit forward. And so if you grant us this money, we will have an editing suite, and we can travel and film whatever stories that our girls want to tell, and we will have it rendered, and we can bring the finished product to you. So thank you.
All right, let's give it up again for Miss Nerissa Street. And without further ado, can I have all my presenters on stage? Let's give it up for all the presenters. Okay, so the judges obviously had a hard time because this was a close race. But at the end of the day, thank you very much to everyone who came out to not only support these businesses who are doing better and changing the lives not only of our youth but of the people in the community. So without further ado, the presentation project. Can we get a drum roll? That will best suit the community is Nerissa Street. Me. I am over here, don't know what to do because her outburst was surprising. You got to warn us. I was looking around like I don't know what to do. Congratulations.
Oh my God, Brianna, you come up here. Brianna, you come right up here.
Y'all see me trying to get her to check and trying to give it to her. Maybe don't you crown us, okay? I cannot go home with tears in my eyes.
Why Brianna is up here is...
Why Brianna is up here is Brianna is an example of our girl. Brianna has such an amazing vision for her life, and she has gone through a lot this year. I'm not going to tell you all of that. That's her business. That's her story. And she has been a ride or die for this project because she knows what this project is about. And Brianna is about to write a book, by the way, okay? So, the possibilities for our girls. You are making this possible. And I want each and every one of you to know, if you gave $1 today, that dollar is turning into something amazing for our next generation of girls. And if you don't have the dollar to give, if you give them a word, if you tell them your story, they have something to learn from you. So you need to see their value so that they can see it. The song that talked about how if you don't see it, you have to see it until you see it. This is her. When I tell you this girl is ride or die for this project, she sent me like a little video that said, if you need to, I got a video, and she wrote a little script. I am so proud of you, and I'm so glad that you are one of our girls. So this girl calls the shots right here.
All right, one more time. Give it up for Nerissa Street.
Hi, my name is Brianna, and I won $2,500 grant for Girls Call the Shots, and it feels good to win. And we plan on buying a new laptop and buying new equipment for Girls Call the Shots.